Hey YouTube, happy Friday. Listen, you guys remember that dude, Avery Robinson, about 3 weeks ago? Well, in that fight at Disneyland where he's beating up everybody? Well, apparently the whole family's been charged, right? But primarily he's been charged. And he's being held with $1 million bail, primarily based on his past record. And this stuff, it's so much video of this fight. And so he's been charged with, let me see. He's been charged with, is it 7 felonies? 5 felonies and 9 misdemeanors. For that fight where he went and started attacking his own family. Now, Brother Avery, can't nobody, what can you say on your behalf? You're out there acting like a wild man, and you know there's probably 30, 40 cameras filming this thing, but you're in such out of control of your emotions that you in your hands that you can't even control yourself enough to know that you can't be in the middle of Disneyland punching women in the face. I mean, where's your mind? So anyway, so now this dude going to prison. They say the maximum is 7 years. Considering all the video that they have, he'll probably end up near the maximum because apparently he's got a criminal record and they base sentencing heavily on the criminal record. People wonder, what does a person like that do? If you are that violent, now I was brought up in a violent home, right? And I know the only answer really for a person that violent is to leave. That's the answer. Even me, myself, I got in a relationship. I think it was third time that we actually got in a physical fight. I had to leave. The relationship was over. Because I know where it goes. So sometimes you have to sacrifice. If you know you cannot control your hands, if you know you like to drink and when you get drunk you start hitting people, if you know you could hurt somebody, you have to leave. Perhaps you have to live your whole life. If you are so damaged, you may have to live your whole life by yourself. At least you can watch the game and enjoy the game. At least you can have a beer every once in a while. At least you can go to work, pay your bills, and you can be out of jail. Because if a person like that, can you imagine what goes on in that man's house? This girlfriend, first he started taking up for the girlfriend. It seemed like they were on the same side. Someone said he pushed mama down. One of them girls said he pushed mama, she pushed mama, and he just started whooping her just like that. Switched on from her, being on her side to beating her up, beating her all in the face, right there in front of all the kids. Over the strollers. He was fighting them. If you are that violent, there's only one solution. You cannot have personal relationships. This man is beating up his own family. This is your sister who you know is overweight and can't move very well, and you just laying sets on her. You can't be around decent people. You should know that by now. And if this is what you're doing in Disneyland, you imagine you put that man in the hood and give him a gun. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous person. So you tell me that some people can be helped with therapy and anger management and so forth. But some people are just so damaged. God only knows what kind of household he's brought up in. So damaged, all they can do is to not have personal relationships. Now, he's still going to have sisters. He hit everybody but his own mama. And this is the example that the children are seeing of what a man is. Because the other man, he's hitting women in the face as well. Kids are right there. I guess it's just, another day. You do that at Disneyland, you can only imagine what goes on in the house on a daily basis. So, sorry about your luck, Avery Robinson, but they're not letting you out. They gave him $1 million bail. $1 million bail, you go to a bail bondsman, you got to come up with 10%. You don't get that back. So he got to come up with $100,000 cash. They didn't impress me as people with $100,000 cash. And I would imagine that all the members of the family, even if they had $100,000, would not want to be spending on keeping this dude out of jail. This is a sad, sad scenario. All right, so goodbye, Avery. The other people, it was brother-in-law and his sister. He whooped his sister in front of the woman's husband and whipped the husband. This man is better off in jail. Some people are better off in jail. I remember I met this guy, this lifer, one time in Vacaville prison, and he seemed like a nice guy. We played spades every day, cards and everything, right? And there was some opportunity for him to get out of jail, some appeal. Somebody had been working on for him for a couple of years, and he in the private time, he told me one time, they'll never let me out. I said, why? You done your time? You should be ready to go. You said you got kids? I'm too violent. That's it. Apparently Avery's already got, obviously he's already got a record. I mean, you can't be that violent and not have a record. Now he's got this. So if he goes away for 5 to 7 years, because when you have a violent charge, you don't get halftime. So you got to do that basically that whole 7 years. Something like, I think 85% is mandatory. Anyway, you get out. You hear about it all the time. These guys get out. They're out 2 weeks and they beat somebody else up. Get out, get you a job, and try not to get involved with anybody. Just don't be involved with them. Even though a woman thinks you're a nice guy and all that, and you romantic and you sweet, you know full well by your own experience, and in a little bit of time, you're going to be beating the shit out of that woman. Hopefully you won't kill somebody. All right, people. That's the update on Disneyland. The Disneyland Man. Later.